Hey guys, it's the Fly Natural here, and I am back with another video. So welcome to my channel if you are new. If you like what you see here, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and join the family. And welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. Today's video is going to be a video about the pros and cons of starting and maintaining your own DIY Microlocs. So if that is something you'll be interested in, please feel free to stay tuned. So if you guys have been following my journey, you know that I've started and maintained my Microlocs for 2 years now. If you guys aren't familiar with my journey, I will link my Loc Update playlist down below, as well as my installation video, so you can kind of get caught up on the journey. That's why I get a lot of questions from people who are thinking about starting their own loc journey, and they're not sure whether or not they should go to a loctician or if they should just do it themselves. So I'm here to give you the pros and cons from my personal experience of starting my Microlocs. And hopefully this will give you some help on whether you should start yourself or go to a loctician. So if you are an OG Fly Natural subscriber, you know that I write everything down. So if you catch me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So let's get into it. So first, we're going to start with the pros. Now, the first pro is having complete control of how your style turns out. Now with me, I know that I needed my locks on the side and in the back of my head to be fairly bigger than the rest of my locks, because my edges are very sensitive and the back of my head has a softer patch, so the smaller locks wasn't gonna really take. So me knowing my hair, I had complete control of how I decided to start my locks and install my locks, and that was something that was very important to me. So I feel like that's a really good pro. The next pro is taking complete credit of how your locks turn out. Like, I get so many compliments on my locks day in and day out. People tell me how beautiful they are. People tell me how much they like them. And, you know, I give myself a big pat on the back all the time, because I can accredit this 100% to myself. Like, I did this, I started this, I maintained this. This is me. This is all me. And I know a lot of people who get their locks professionally done, you have to give credit to that stylist, which they do rightfully deserve. But it's just something about being able to say you did it yourself that just makes you feel just a little bit better. The third pro is having control of what you do with your hair. Now me, I can do whatever I want to do with my hair. When you have a loctician, they are in control of your hair, because even though it is your hair, it is their work on your head. So how you decide to take care of your hair isn't really up to you when you're getting it professionally done or professionally taken care of. It's really up to that person that's starting and maintaining your locks. Now, you have some people that get their hair done and they stray away from all of those things, but when they go back to their loctician, you best believe that loctician has something to say. But when it comes to me, I do whatever I feel is best for my hair, because although a person that does your hair is familiar with your hair, you know your hair best. I'm in 100% control of what I do with my hair, and I don't have to worry about somebody telling me something or, you know, essentially getting upset with me because I decided to take care of my hair differently than they wanted me to. The next pro is being self-reliant. So with me, I've always taken care of my hair. I mean, I've always taken care of my locks from the start all the way up until now. I've never had anybody else do anything else with my locks, but I know there has been people who have had somebody else take care of their locks from the beginning of their loc journey, and when the pandemic hit, they were completely lost on how to take care of their hair. Some people decided to cut their hair after the pandemic when they weren't able to see their loctician, and some people's locks definitely suffered due to the fact of them not being able to go to their loctician. But with me, I wouldn't have that problem because I'm 100% self-reliant. I know how to take care of my hair. I know how to do the reties. So if something were to go wrong, or if my hair gets neglected, that would be on me. But I don't have to rely on somebody else's schedule. I'm just relying on me to take care of my hair, and I feel like that's a big plus for me. And the very last but most important pro for me is the money I save, baby. The money. Now, when I was looking into getting Microlocs or sister locks, I was getting $1,500, $1,800 quotes, because my hair is 4C medium density, and at the time when I wanted to start my locks, it was at collarbone length. And I just did not have it in me to justify spending that much money on my hair when it was something that I could do myself. So saving the coins on the reties and saving the coins on the installation was definitely one of the biggest pros and one of the biggest reasons that pushed me to do it myself versus going to a loctician. Okay, so now it's time for the cons. The first con is not really knowing what you're doing. Now, when I first started my lock journey and when I first decided to do my locks, I had no idea what I was doing. That's why it took me so long to actually do my hair, because I wasn't sure of what I was doing, where to start and things like that. So I took to YouTube University and I watched many videos, tips, tricks, and everything to make sure that I educated myself on what it means to start and maintain my locks. It can be a bit overwhelming, especially if you have zero idea about locks or the concept of locking your hair. But if you just take the time, watch a couple of videos, ask a couple of questions, look around in some of the Facebook groups of people that have started their locks or have locks, then you would definitely get all of the information you need in order to start your lock. Now, the next con is having imperfect parts or an imperfect grid. Now, for me, having the perfect grid really wasn't important, as it was to have a good foundation and a good base. But if you want a perfect grid and that's something that's important to you, then you doing your Microlocs yourself could cause for you not to have that perfect grid or that perfect part. I did my locks. I had a mirror hanging in my bathroom, and then I had the vanity mirror that's already in my bathroom, and I was able to see the front and the back of my head. I got my parts pretty close to being straight. But if you don't have, you know, that perfect hand-eye coordination and able to see everything, you might not get the best parts. But that's okay. As long as you have a great base, it doesn't really matter if the parts are 100% straight. To me, I feel like having imperfect parts or imperfect grids actually just adds to the dimension of your locks. Because in my personal opinion, locks aren't supposed to be 100% perfect anyway. But that's just me. The next con, I feel, is not having that professional advice. And that goes into my first con of not really knowing 100% of what you're doing. Now, with me, I didn't have a professional consultation when it came to my hair, outside of them quoting me the price on what it would take for them to lock my hair. But any advice on how to take care of my locks and how to grow my locks and everything like that, I learned on my own. Like I said, shout out to YouTube University, because I had a lot of people sharing information that helped me learn more about my locks and how to take care of them. But having that professional advice from a loctician, I did not have. And my last con, which I feel like is the big con, but it's okay, having to do your own reties. Baby, I don't mind doing my own reties, but like I always say, it's very time consuming. I've gotten a lot faster at it over the course of these 2 years, but it is a very tedious task, and it still takes me up to 2 days to do my reties. So having somebody else do them would definitely take some time off of my hands. But as of right now, since I'm so used to doing it on my own anyway, it doesn't really bother me. I just have to mentally prepare myself beforehand. But baby, that is the one thing about maintaining my locks that sometimes it just irks me. Sometimes it makes me just want to just say, you know what, forget it. Let's go have a loctician do this, because I don't feel like doing this today. And those of you who do your own reties, you can definitely understand that, because whew, it takes a lot sometimes. Well, that's all I have for today's video. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to check out my lock update and installation videos if you haven't already. Checked those out, and be sure to like and share and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.
Hi.
Talk.
Hi. Say Ira. You want to my channel?
Say subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to this channel.